welcome you to the Pune edition of Hindustan Times Shine HR Conclave. It is my privilege to welcome you and I acknowledge you all for taking out the time to be part of the evening. The topic for today's discussion is reinventing the performance management system. Times have changed. With new businesses developing in the growing economy, millennials are getting endless opportunities. More and more of them are joining the workforce, and managing them poses big challenges. One of the biggest challenges which the conventional employee management system is facing is on how to evaluate the performance of this dynamic race. The new generation expect regular feedback and want the issues to be addressed immediately and not at the end of the time period. More and more companies have decided to radically re-engineer their performance appraisal process. The 35th Hindustan Times Shine HR Conclave Pune edition weighs upon the key issue whether the good old proven system of performance management still holds relevance for the new age millennial workforce who are transcending the physical and traditional boundaries of the workplace. The big question is whether the traditional appraisal system of evaluating the people's performance annually and then training them, promoting them, and rewarding them accordingly is in line with the businesses of today. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's begin with the conclave. I would like to welcome onto the stage Rajiv K. Shethe, VP, Institutional Sales, Lavasa. He is a real estate and building industry professional with 24 years of hardcore experience trying to make living better for home, office, retail, and institution customers. I now invite Rajiv to deliver the welcome address.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome everybody to this HR conclave today. The key challenge to all the professionals here is how to keep your employees motivated. Money can keep you motivated till little extent. What else can motivate them? The place of work, your day-to-day work, the travel time which it takes to reach your place of work every day is what really matters. The maximum job attrition today is towards employees not getting satisfied because the way they work today. They do not have any time whatsoever for their personal life, the way for their leisure, for their sports, for the other activities. So there's where Lavasa actually steps in. We have created a city over 25,000 acres of land parcels. The idea was very simple, to make a city in Maharashtra wherein people can have live, work and play all together. So that's the basic fundamentals based on which this city was envisaged. And today, I'm happy to tell you all that Dasway, the first town, is complete 85%. Today, we have the hospitality sector, the education sector, the likes of Symbiosis, the likes of ITC Fortunes, all to be there. What we really want here is, we want the key economic drivers. And those economic drivers are the industries, are the institutions which will come. And I'm sure the august audience here will do all that is necessary to get those economic drivers here. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take you through the presentation very shortly. The challenge here is, with me, I have to complete this within 7 minutes. So I'm trying my best to do this in 7 minutes. So I'll take you through the presentation. If you have any questions whatsoever, please be free to tell me post this presentation. Lavasa is a planned city, as I mentioned, which is on the urbanism, where one can live, work, learn, play within the walking distance. Planned for a permanent population of over 240,000. Total footfalls reach 0.75 million in 1230. What you can see here is, we have a convention center which is around 2,000 seats, which is up and ready. We have ready buildings on the right, what you see there, and the actual pictures of a promenade. So you walk there, in the evening you go to a promenade, you take a walk on a leisure basis. And on your right is the Ecole Hostel which is there. Why do you invest in Lavasa, the first smart city? Our already pressed the PM who saying prime, the smart cities are here to stay. But we made the first smart city. So what did we really do? We did the GBAT passive optical network, the high-speed connectivity to Lavasa It was first made by HCC and IBA. The ready infrastructure. All important aspects of infrastructure, public utilities are already in place. You have power, you have water, the clean water. The water in Lavasa is as good as the water you drink in the Distillery waters, maybe better than that. The roads. You have beautiful roads around 45 kilometers which have been made by Lavasa. Sewage and healthcare. We have jointly have ventured with Apollo, so which is a medicity over 200 acres of land, primary hospital, wellness and research development. Why do we invest in Lavasa? We are our own managers. In terms, we are doing our own city management services. We have our own data collection. We have free bus services in Lavasa. We have fire and disaster prevention, parking management systems, maintenance of public spaces, uninterrupted supply of potable water, e-governance, online payment utility, maintenance of law and order. So we do not have to depend on any external agencies for maintaining the law and order. We do our own maintenance of the law and order. Sewage management and treatment. We have our own single window clearance. Anybody wants to come in there, set up their operations, put up an education institute, put up a factory, put up an institute. We are our own authority who can give you a complete one window clearances for all your building constructions. Although it is under the PMC, the Pune Municipal Corporation, but they have delegated this to us and we can do that. So faster clearance, what does it offer? Complete process transparency and uniform application and explanation process. Why to invest? Flexibility and transparency. Now, when you compare apple to apple, the cost per square foot in any cities like Mumbai or Pune or maybe Bangalore or maybe Delhi, so we have done some back of the envelope calculations on which we have realized that 4% of the FSI cost towards lead time approvals. If you want to start a greenfield projects in any of the cities which I just mentioned, you need to have a lot of money spent on the approvals. Here we are the own approval authority. 2% of FSI cost is towards lead time mobilizations. 10% in the miscellaneous services such as brokerage and consultancy. And 50% of FSI cost towards employee recreational cost in other locations. I think this is the point which you professionals would agree. Because the city is already there. You don't have to spend anything extra to keep your employees entertained. Because a lot of IT companies, a lot of companies today are really at wits end as to how to keep their employees motivated by giving them all the benefits. So here we have everything in place. Why to invest? Low capex. When I'm saying low capex, the total capital heavy expenditure such as sports and accommodation facilities for the staff as well as students will extremely be low at Mugaon. Mugaon is our next city which is in making. So what I'm trying to tell you here is we have the residential formats which are up and ready. We have the ready buildings which are there. All we need is we need the employees to come there to stay at a very economical rate and start walking to their place of work. That's what they say. Why to invest? We have 8 reasons to invest here. Is the learning experience. Lavasa is situated in the picturesque location, as I just mentioned. Students will gain from the best of the facilities, international standards, may it be education, sports or extracurricular activities like adventure sports, water sports or nature trail. Now, where do you have a place where you work 8 hours or 9 hours a day? When you come back, you just go for your nature trail. You just have your physique maintained and you come back in the evening, go to a club, have a swim and then go home. Here is the place where you can do that. Easy acquisitions, students and manpower. Brand association with Lavasa empowers quality institutes to strengthen its image to acquire more number of students. Support is offered by marketing team to Lavasa to promote the institutions. People dream of a workplace close to their home which allows them to manage their work and personal life at ease. Lavasa offers the same, walk-to-walk culture. What we really have today is ITC coaching which is there. The building what you are seeing in the picture is an hostel building which is there. Good visibility of the shops, large frontage availability with dedicated service center. This is some of the retail formats which we have today. This is the LEC building. The building on the right is an up and ready building where if somebody wants to come and start operations tomorrow, you can do that. F&B outlets, we have Chor Bazaar, which is an American dining. We have Grandma's homemade pastry. Tabak is a Lebanese food outlet. So today's employees, today's young generation would want to have a quality life after their work, and that's what we exactly offer. We have already tied up with educational institutes like Christ University, Educom, Max, UK, India, City Gates, etc. Schools, colleges, playgroup and nursery schools, management institutes, executive education centers, postgraduate institutes, adventure training institutes, vocational institutes, sports academies, these all are just there. With this, thank you so much and thank you for being patient. Thank you. Sorry, any questions? Yeah.
Good evening to all. City, if industry will come there, what is the planning for discharge and hazardous waste? That is the most essential question today. What is the planning for your hazardous waste and discharge from industry?
Yeah. The question here is, what is the planning of our city for discharge of hazardous waste? To start with, this is a hill city. We are governed by certain laws in which, by the hill city laws, we cannot have any polluting industries by nature in this city. Meaning so, we can only have IT, data centers, R&D centers. These are the things what we can have technically. Anything related to effluent discharges, either be it smoke or either be it a chemical effluent, we will not be able to entertain those industries. So, any other questions? Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, thank you, Rajiv. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the privilege of having amongst us some very prominent individuals from the HR fraternity who are here to share their views and insights on the topic, reinventing the performance management system. We move on to our panel discussion now. Our first panelist for the conclave is Kavita Kulkarni, VP and Head HR, Infosys. Kavita heads HR for 2 vertical business units and a large services line at Infosys based at Pune. She carries 23 years of HRD expertise. She is responsible for the HR strategy and operations for 3 large and diverse units in the renewed Matrix organization at Infosys for ensuring both employee and stakeholder satisfaction globally. Kavita is a frequent speaker at business, education and industry forums. She holds a master's degree in human resources from Symbiosis Institute of Business Management, a bachelor's in law from the same college, where she was also a rank holder, and a Bachelor of Commerce from Pune University. Welcome, ma'am. Please join us on stage. Manjula Rao, Vice President and Head HR, FirstCry.com. Manjula has 16 years of experience in strategic, transactional, and transformational HR in e-commerce, manufacturing, publication, and health and service sector. She has wide exposure in the areas of compensation and benefits, performance reviews, and performance management. Welcome, ma'am. It's an honor to have you here. Moving on to our next panelist, Shantanu Ghoshal, Vice President HR, Schaeffler India. Mr. Ghoshal comes with over 23 years of experience in the human resource and industrial relations. A Bachelor of Engineering from Bengal Engineering College, Mr. Ghoshal also holds a post-graduation in Personal Management and Industrial Relations from XLRH in Shepur. Mr. Ghoshal has worked in several projects in the area of organization development, succession planning, talent management, human resource transformation, and employee engagement and development. Born in Kolkata, West Bengal, Mr. Ghoshal resides with his wife and daughter in Pune. He enjoys traveling, reading, and is passionate about nature. Please join us on stage, sir. We take honor to host you today evening. Our next panelist is Vimal Malhotra, Chief Human Resource Officer, Sterlite Technologies. Vimal is the custodian of organization culture, people performance, leadership, and organization development at Sterlite. He has contributed in automobile industry with companies like General Motors, Mahindra & Mahindra, Apollo Tyres, and Denso, and for over 7 years in diverse businesses of Sterlite Technologies, that is telecom, power, and infrastructure. He firmly believes that HR is not an enabling role, but the most strategic business role, and therefore the closest ally for CEOs. Welcome, sir. Please join us on stage. Our moderator for the panel discussion is R. Anand, Global Head, People Practices at HCL Technologies. R. Anand heads the global COEs of HCL. He and his team are responsible for planning and for senior level employee segments directly executing the HCL talent management strategy. This includes identification, deployment, and development of the HIPPOs across all levels and functions across the globe, thus delivering on HCL's build and buy goals. Also, as the head of global compensation and benefits, the talent management strategy is executed end-to-end, whether hiring fitment, mobility management, rotation, or reward change. He also supports the top team in rotation of leaders and organizational restructuring. Some of the practices on leadership development and reimaging of people practices from a social perspective have received wide external recognition. He is an alumnus of IIT Madras and XLRI Jamshedpur. Thank you for being here, sir. Please join us on stage. Can we have a big round of applause for our panel, please? Post this discussion, we will have a question and answer session, and it's my request that during the discussion, please keep your phones on silent mode. Mr. Anand, over to you, please.
Good evening. Am I audible? Okay, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here amidst all of you, and the topic that we have promises to be very interesting. And I've often noticed when we look at reinventing performance management, the discussion quickly turns to what are the 10 practices, do you do this, etc., etc. I firmly believe that that's not a very good way to understand the subject, because we need to first understand what is the question that the performance management system is first answering. So we have very distinguished colleagues here on the dais with me, and what is very interesting about them is that they belong to very different business contexts. So I have Manjula from FirstCry, a very rapidly evolving e-commerce company, prone to lots of disruptions. Then I have Kavita from Infosys, managing a very large organization, trying to transform itself through design thinking and spread across the world. If you want to know scale, you will really go to Infosys. And probably Infosys, the number of employees will be greater than the IT workforce of several countries in the world. So she's really managing scale as a very big complexity and transformation of scale as the second thing. So that's a very interesting thing. And we have Shantanu from Schaeffler India. I think one of the interesting things that he tries to do is his company looks at precision engineering and providing products in the precision engineering space. There are two things that I think he will be interested and trying to solve. One is to figure out that I'm not missing the next major R&D in that area. And the second challenge he must be solving is how to integrate the management practices in India versus the global headquarters. I think that's a very interesting thing to look forward from him. And Vimal is in a space which is pervasive. If you either look up, you will probably see overhead transmission lines that Vimal's company has. If you look down and dig the earth, you will probably see an optic fiber that his company has put in place in India. So again, a very different company, very different model, very different challenge, and so on. So I have very distinguished people here. It will be my pleasure and learning to ask questions from them. So my job is a little easy. So I'll shoot the first question, and starting with Vimal. So Vimal, just explain in one or two sentences, what is your business all about, and what is the major challenge that your business is trying to solve at this juncture?
Hi, good evening everyone. So for us, business, when you say it's all about creating value. When you create value, whether at every step of what you do, you have to ensure that there is a value that is created for a customer and customer's customer. And if that's happening, for a profitability is all about business. So, and therefore comes the whole topic of performance. If I'm doing and creating value, am I really valued by the customer, or it is just for fun? So that's where the business is all about for us.
Great. Manjula, what's your business all about? Maybe a sentence about it, and then a little bit about what are the big challenges your business is solving at the moment.
Good evening, everybody. I represent FirstCry.com. It's an e-commerce company, upcoming e-commerce company, and we specialize in kids and baby products. Our value is that we have to give an excellent customer experience the customers coming and buying from our online portal. So each and every customer who comes to our site should have a pleasure shopping on our site. And we need to have that experience created for them in our work, in our services that we give, in terms of the range of products that we have on our site, the kind of customer experience they get when they call the call center, the kind of deliveries, if they are promptly being delivered the products on time. So this all is valuable for us because we treasure our customer and they are the creators for our business. So that's the business that we are into. And yes, of course, challenges, as we say, different challenges coming to, it's a fast-paced industry and, the dynamics of this business are very, very different. We run with a great speed. So we have to keep all our people on toes and ensure that our business objectives are met within time and we keep them, motivating and keep them, going all the while. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Manjula. Kavita?
Okay, I represent an IT industry. The goal that we've set for ourselves is 20 billion by 2020 and 30%. I don't know about it, but we're definitely gunning for the revenue. The issue that, as Anand asked, what is it that we're trying to solve? Vimal already mentioned value, business value and articulation. It's the how that we are focusing on as an organization. Speed and innovation are two concepts that we are thoroughly gunning after in order to be number one, in order to be best known and improved brand recall. From an employee perspective, the employee value proposition will always stand on values, but what we're also trying to imbibe beyond values is how is it that you think out of the box. In fact, we are trying to inculcate the habit of thinking the end customer's problem that he may not have thought of, but we are trying to look at an issue in the future and then go and tell the customer, this is the problem in the future, you've not thought about it, and this is the response, or this is the reply that, or this is a product that we have in store for you, which is basically design thinking in a nutshell. Thanks.